you all being here. And you call for the meeting. So the second for the meeting of the Lynn Community Television.
We may have one of our associates.
Here. Yeah.
Present. Present.
Entertain a motion to take a look at the agenda to have a discussion about votes. That's better. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure. And yeah, we'll start with Article 8, now becoming Article 9, general provisions. And I'll just do a read through for each section. Section 9-1, we're proposing some edits to Section B, periodic review. So, city shall provide each year ending in 4 for a review of the charter by a special committee consisting of, we're proposing 3 persons appointed by the city council, 4 persons appointed by the mayor. Some language change to the last sentence. A report of the committee shall be presented to the city council for review, and the council shall determine if amendments to the charter should be proposed. If anyone has any questions, please. We'll propose them.
One, please, if I may, is there a current, what is the current mayor saying? None of these. Ensign 4 and 124. I'm going to put it on.
Yeah, stuff with the charter.
Yeah. And then so it'd be the city council to hold them. If they're, yeah, and then have a periodic review. Or they just drag their feet, you know, it's like a year and then 4 and it's, you know.
I would think that we have to be efficient.
Yeah.
People are fine certain parts of the local government.
And that would bubble up from the regular residents, not the city council.
They will chat.
Yeah. So it could go either way. Either way.
Second, 9-14. Right.
Thank you.
Sure. We're proposing no changes to Part 2, severability, or Part 3, specific provision of prevail. For Section 4, this is a minor tweak. Instead of until, it would be within 5 days following the date is filed. That's in reference to applicable rules and regulations about any city agency. Review ordinances, some minor changes here. recommending some language changes, such revision, republication or republication shall be under the supervision. There's some small minor language changes. And at section 9-6, uniform procedures governing multiple member bodies. We come up with some more concise language, and I'll read it full here. Section 8, officers. All appointed multiple member bodies shall elect a chair, a vice chair, and secretary, and any other officer if deemed necessary. B, meetings. All appointed multiple member bodies of the city shall meet regularly at times and places that the multiple member body, by the body's own rules, prescribe. Special meetings of any multiple member body shall be held at the chair's call or by majority of members. Notice of the meeting shall be posted and required by law, except as otherwise authorized by law. All meetings of all multiple member bodies shall always be open to the public. C, meetings, documents, and submissions. Each appointed multiple member body shall determine its own rules and order of business. Each multiple member body shall provide for the keeping of agendas, minutes, and related submissions of its proceedings. All such documents shall be a public record, and certified copies shall be placed on file in the office of the city clerk within a reasonable period from the date of approval. D, voting. If requested by a member, a vote of appointed multiple member body shall be taken by a roll call vote, and the vote of each member shall be recorded in the minutes. The vote is unanimous, only that fact will be recorded. Quorum. A majority of the members of an appointed multiple member body shall constitute a quorum unless some other provisions made by the multiple member bodies and rules while quorum is present except on procedural matters. A majority of the full membership of the body shall be required to vote any matter representing the exercise of the powers of the multiple member body. General laws relate to a vote to meet in quote unquote executive session shall always require a majority of members of
What happens if vacancies on board? What's the problem? Existing members or new budget? Discussion of what? Vacancies can form very difficult. Vacancies. What would happen if I
That's different.
I didn't hear. So I'm familiar with the Council on Aging Board, right? And so what I heard is, let's say we have 10 members and we have 2 vacancies. We still have to have 6 people to vote on something, or 6 people to carry something out.
The 10 members, the majority.
But I have 2 people out. So now I only have 8 if everybody shows up.
So,
All right.
long as you have
Yeah, to be out or vacant. 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 If I,
so the
Two
total
people.
is 6.
Yeah.
But the question,
or the majority of the full complement, even if it's vacant.
your numbers.
majority of the one.
any other questions?
That one, they should relate to that easement. In other words, don't take action. Yeah, we'll wait that council meeting will keep going months at a time. We have to decisions and hold on that.
And the other thing I think was said too is that these boards might have their own bylaws, but it still has to mirror what's here. So they can say, majority of the people there, they would have to.
Whatever bylaws a multiple member body would construct would have to conform to what we're proposing. No proposed changes to references to general laws. The old section 8-9 definition, we are proposing front loading in Article 1. So we'll be striking a comma's place here in this particular article. New section 9-8, that would be certificate of election and appointment. We're proposing some new language here. Every person elected, including those elected by the city council or appointed to an office of the city, shall receive a certificate of such election or appointment from the city clerk. Boilerplate. All said persons shall take for affirmation of their election or appointment for performing the duties of their office. A record of such an oath or affirmation shall be on file at the office of the city.
I have to on one of my boards.
Yeah, but then there's the one, especially black.
Elected, and,
You know, city.
we started meeting.
Appointed, yes.
Well, now we know exactly what the charge to go.
So Joy, I mean, do we need that in? I mean, that's just not enough. Like, I know what I was saying, in January, all those elected, they do in front of the public, they get sworn into office. So why give the clerk something else to do?
Yeah.
Especially if you're like. Okay.
Yeah.
That's right.
Well, that, yeah. Much more so also beyond the individual involved, it's for the purposes of record keeping for.
I think that's really.
So what's the mechanism for ensuring that it's happening at the? Like, you got it at the time.
It's essentially the same provision.
Honestly, they're appointed.
I think as we pass, there's a good need some.
Yeah.
Yes.
We should be.
Yeah.
5 points.
A little bit further ahead. So there is a section that we're proposing some language to enforcement of charter provisions that should hopefully resolve some of these questions. All right, and then section 9-9, we're really not proposing any changes other than section 9-10, limitation on holding office, we're proposing striking the first sentence and creating as follows. No person shall hold more than one full-time city office for which a salary or other emolument is payable from the city treasury. And then some language clean up a little bit as far as conventions creating charter language. And then we're also proposing striking section 8-13, so that's a notice on. And then section 9-11, 9-5, this is the enforcement of charter provisions. We're proposing the following. It shall be the duty of the mayor to see that the charter is faithfully followed and complied with by all city agencies and city employees. Whenever it appears to the mayor that a city agency or city employee is failing to follow this charter, the mayor shall, in writing, cause notice to be given to that agency or employee directly compliance with the charter. Shall appear to the city council that the mayor personally is not following the charter. The city council shall, by resolution, direct the attention of the mayor to those areas in which it believes there is a failure to comply with the charter. Procedures made available in Chapter 231A of the General Laws may be used to determine rights, duties, status, or other legal relations arising under this charter, including any question of construction or validity which may be involved in such determination.
Where is the ERP going? On the deal that office.
Where will that go?
That's all. What, then, it's happened here, China.
Notice, we're going to say notice of vacancies, that really ends up getting handled at personnel department level. So they would have the discretion to, if there's a vacancy in a position, they post it, they're observing sort of modern HR practices. It's not necessarily outlined in the chart. So we're proposing that that just gets struck, eliminated.
But what about city office? Like, if there's a vacancy and the city council quit,
Then that would be handled by provisions that we've outlined in that
Early.
portion. Yeah, in the legislative branch section.
Well, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
I just saw.
Further down the process, or there's a conversation as to whether or not the board should exist if it cannot meet, it cannot be form, not enough people are interested in serving on it.
Yes.
That's in order, yeah. Yeah, conservation strategy. Watch it.
And you got that form.
Yeah. Next, section 8-15 will report to the city. We're proposing deletion of there's a section there that would bring us to new article 10, that would be transitional provisions. Some light touch up to section 10-1, that would be clause, regulations, or consistent. This is just the language cleanup, nothing substantial change. Section section 10-2, 3, 4, 5, we're proposing no changes to those existing sections. Section 10-6, and this is time of taking back. This is going to tailor to some of the changes that we discussed in this round of charter discussion. So we're proposing new language here, and I'll read it. It is as follows: this charter shall become fully effective in January, except as otherwise provided in this section. Till such time as an administrative order or a series of administrative orders are adopted pursuant to Article 6, following offices and departments shall continue to exist and shall continue to perform the duties and responsibilities of said offices and departments as were performed at the time of the adoption of the charter. Board of Election Commissioners, Board of Assessors and the Assessing Department, the Personnel Department, Department of Public Works, Chief Financial Officer, and the Department of Inspectional Services. So that essentially grandfathers in any of the departments that were discussed.
Essentially, I would like to always I don't think it's certainly on the we will not have to do special committees, administrative ones, one with administrative code. All the times, yes. This is one.
All this,
Administrative code. So, yes.
Yeah. Yes. Annual budget, section. You know, the requirements of the 4 days. So it's redundant. For the separate side. Numbers.
For the budget, it's gonna be, well, overrun this whole thing. So it seems
Well, the administrative code.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We found, so that's the option. Essentially, it's for
Yeah.
The charter.
Maybe, you know, you would not. It's less than.
You hold yourself responsible.
I think like. So,
And then the mayor tells them that the obligations of the charter.
And the other piece of it is that John mentioned, allows for continued process. House. all.
Very, very.
Yep. You're not reading the chart. I think we're really good at that change. All of that. Okay. How we organizing your files.
We've been up there for 2 weeks trying to get a petition for author.
Yeah, it's,
Yeah.
and Lynn is unique because of the what that. Straight. Change, say. Yeah, it's it. And one other point. Change of what you public relations and all this, you know, much more of a animal document, so it's private, private, 10 years ago. You know, a big, real, I'm not necessarily understood that. So it's, you know, set, you know, real,
Get a copy in a minute.
it's all discussion. And then, it's talking about food, so it's, right. And agree on some of the problems that happen. Oh.
Yeah, listen, I mean, that's very important document.
Well, I think they're probably having different, they're probably 12 different reasons why.
Can you handle that stuff? That's too big of a problem.
I mean, frankly, there is not a consensus agreement, existing provisions will prevail for a bond that will take.
And I think it's, well, so get the point out today. I need to. You just say, okay, so we'll do that. Like, so what it is. Because if there's full quotes, we can take care of. Pretty hard. And then, so.
Well, I think that's a secondary maybe that's issues. Doesn't allow them for paralysis. By the corner.
I think that's a goal. Yeah. Well set.
You guys are. Figured out the best part.
It is. It's the name of the game.
Well, I think when we get the final version of this, we can see all that on. It's that, automatically. Outside is more readable. Good job. It's a good job. That's what we got. Sometime with one. Yeah, yeah. Kind of like the recognition. Yours. I like that. Yeah. But that's all. Perfectly happy. So,
So we're proposing the elimination policy.
that's kind of. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Some of these sections.
It's on our. Right.
Well, so then we want to talk about going forward. We hopefully don't have. So, looking at maybe could be one more meeting. Public outreach. That's the exception. That will. Push this on. Who's who calling?
Question, would it be appropriate for, there's a few city councilors that have monthly meetings with their boards. Would it be appropriate for them to present that there and let people ask questions, or is that too soon for the councilors to be a part of that?
I think that will be something that should be.
But when we're doing our outreach, that would not be appropriate at that time.
I think, we can talk about that, but I think.
There's not a lot to do it, so I think
Well, I think-
that might be,
I think.
Yeah.
Things I do with itself. Council. That a lot of people come to us and councils. The whole process. We get it, we get it, we can take out. Public meeting, public forum. So.
So separation of powers hasn't gone anywhere. That's it.
and we just, I think that we also have to, talk about those that do not do internet and how we invite them to the public. No, but yes, I get that, but how do we let them know about it?
I was actually going to ask them in terms of like, how are we applying the equity lens to having a public process like this that would allow them.
You know,
Say,
So just.
We should also.
you know, and then, what I notice is, like a lot of cities, and it's no one administration, we just don't like use our own public spaces as much for announcements. You know, like if you go in other cities, they'll have the banner across like one of the main streets in at least two languages, you know. So something like that. Some of the more public things, I know we.
So the public meetings out now. It was like this, That's all. I think part of the complicated.
Just to say about the public meeting, yeah, just.
We got to everyone sees. Yeah. I think one reason, like. Yeah, I see.
Yeah, I think. I mean, yeah, you're going to be.
It's good unless you're handicapped. City Hall is not good if you're handicapped.
Maybe somebody has to. Oh, you what?
Yeah.
You know people.
I don't give anything away.
They're gonna do that.
You know.
All right, so,
Right?
You can't put it on the phone, it's fine. It's not supposed.
You know, so. Yes. Six. So the next meeting will be. We need to go through the.
Step on hold.
Sorry.
Yeah. In fairness, on the 6th of November, you're not going to make one press. Oh, yeah, well, I'll take my month.
Twelve, 13, 14.
Well,
Thursdays generally don't work for people.
yeah. Wednesday, that's not good for.
They make a difference.
So what time is that meeting? Probably.
Yeah.
So. Okay. So. I know that's fine.
It's up to the committee how quickly a consensus can be formed around recommendations. That's hard to predict, given that we put in all these consensus.
We're looking at the 20th, aren't we? Oh, I apologize.
I think that, yes. Let's go. Broad discussion.
Yeah,
But that will be the last. Plus, middle level. So that will be the last.
Yeah. And the alternative is to do 2 meetings that deal with all of these people on that.
so I was just wondering, how many from this committee there will be going to this?
Yeah.
I'm ready. I got,
You could highlight.
Mhm. To pull back, all of the areas where there's been tension or consensus, and that kind of integrate that into the whole final document, if there is consensus. I mean, depending on the changes that get made, moving them over and then condensing them.
So we'll. Whatever. We have not. A lot. So we can put it like.
Together a full document, and you know, we'll say all the changes that are going to be getting made, those will appear as if there are no changes being made at all, and then the places where there has been no consensus, we will edit it on the fly. Yeah, we can provide that to you all.
Yeah. and they can be, I mean, you don't have to spell them out, you can just be like, the full committee.
Yep.
Filling that.
Oh, yeah, I'm just gonna highlight, you know, that particular section. So, you know, yeah. Is it gonna be 40 or is it gonna be 45? That's what. Yes.
Then now we all want to make it. How to be ready when we start.
Thank you both for being very timely the whole time.
Sure, absolutely.
Giving us plenty of time.
That should continue. Good job, right into it. So, work around.
What's happening?
Yeah, that's something.
You want to for one versus.
Yeah, yeah, very timely process.
Second.
Yeah. Well, fine.
Thank
Thank you, Anna.